Hello, my name is Faith Meyer, and the company we will be consulting today is Biscuit & Co.
Hi, my name is Cecilee.
Hi, my name is Daniel Kim.
Hi, my name is Kenneth Nguyen.
Hi, my name is Michelle Wong.
Hi, my name is Takia Keys.
Biscuit & Co. is struggling in 3 areas. One area is organizational culture due to their inability to adapt to the industry environment. The second area is power and leadership because they have a power struggle. And the third area is groups and teams because there is a division between the old hires and new hires. Our first set of solutions are from the macro perspective. Whether or not an organization evidently sees it, every company has a culture. According to theory, founders of companies typically hire people who think the same way they do, and if they don't, they eventually indoctrinate them so that they will think and take the same risks that they would normally take. The issue with Biscuit & Co. is that, whether intentional or not, Biscuit & Co.'s founder, Gareth, has impressed paternalistic views and extreme financial and budgeting views on his employees. And so one of his new employees is Richard Murphy. At the moment is trying to make changes within the marketing department, but because of Biscuit Co.'s organizational culture, it's making it hard for Richard Murphy to do so.
Kyle says, power has a strong effect on a person's leadership and political skill.
It is important to note that strong culture does not always have a direct correlation with workplace performance, as sometimes moderators such as industrial volatility can affect the relationship between these two variables. According to this graph provided by Professor Ingram, a strong culture is only particularly viable in a stable industrial environment, while Biscuit & Co.'s environment could be considered a lower level of organizational culture. Thus, the organization is experiencing the full brunt of the disadvantages of having a strong organizational culture. It insists upon reinforcing the ideals of their paternalistic organizational culture. This, as a result, inhibits the organization from growing as it should. The advantages of having a strong organizational culture is negated. As a result, they are feeling the full disadvantages of having a strong organizational culture, which includes difficulty in mergers, and the employees are more or less the same, which as a result inhibits innovation. Additionally, extreme behaviors can come from this, and adapting to changes in the environment are more difficult.
John Sutherland have a one-on-one meeting with Andrew Eastern and to show him the same graphs and trends to implore him to let Richard Murphy substantial changes within the marketing department.
Our second set of solutions are from the micro perspective, power and leadership. And through these ideas, we hope to change the company and make it better. We believe we should go through the ideas that power plays a significant role in the company's performance, and it also plays a role in influencing the person. We also would like to think upon the idea, how should one lead? And through finding a solution to this issue, we would touch upon these theories. There seems to be a power struggle between 2 directors upon the big 5 power traits. In regards to this, we find that Murphy has strong referent power and expert power, and that Eastern has strong positional and reward or coercive power, but his referent power is passed down from his father's influence and reputation. We say, with power comes responsibility. This teaches us not to misuse power, and according to Koo and Whitson's theory, this may lead to bad consequences.
Kyle said that power has a strong effect on a person's leadership and political skill. Although Eastern has power, he only sticks to the old way of doing things. He doubles down on his father's leadership style, and although he lacks in expert power, his referent power comes from his father's influence and reputation. With the authoritative power that Murphy has, he displays his power by making good decisions for the company, such as outsourcing or developing new teams or hiring more people. These involve risks, as per Galinsky's experiment. Eastern tries to contest Murphy's growing power, but he makes bad decisions as per Q and Whitman's experiments. He abuses the coercive power by threatening to fire Murphy because Murphy's growing power is contrary to his. Murphy has the power needed to advance the company through his expertise, so Sutherland needs to turn to him in order to clinch the company's future. Eastern, on the other hand, has the power needed to keep the organization in line through his referent power. By creating a clear separation of powers, such that the power of the managing department cannot leak into the marketing department and vice versa, we can ease power conflicts between these two individuals. However, it might help to have a third man, a middleman, in order to ease communication issues between the same two directors. Using our analysis of the situation, we believe that in order to correct this, Sutherland needs to create a fine line of power between the two departments, the managing department and the marketing department.
Solutions is from a meso perspective. Two theories in motivation are equity and goal-setting theory. Equity theory determines whether the distribution of sources is equal between two partners, while goal-setting theory involves the development of an action plan designed to motivate and guide a person or group towards a goal. Now we have the theories between Andrew and Murphy. We propose reconciliation as an example in the case study. Hackman's three primary definitions of success are the task, social relations, and the individual. Time involves deadlines, procrastination, and planning fallacy. We can apply these motivational strategies by removing constraints, examining skills and ability factors, as well as examining dimensions and strategies.
Groups may not perform effectively due to personality conflicts, role conflict, mismatched needs, and poor leadership. Intergroup conflict and social loafing. Different types of conflict are relationship, task, and process. Group socialization stages include investigation, socialization, and maintenance.
In terms of equity theory, we can use surveys to see how employees feel towards their treatment of one another and use this data. In goal-setting theory, we should allow Richard to set achievable goals and strive for them.
Definition of success, the individual should also benefit from the successful completion of the task.
Remember, Kyle says to keep in mind the psychological contract forged between two parties.
So just like any company, Biscuit & Co. also has psychological contracts made between their employees, managing, and CEOs as well. So reciprocal exchanges, inducements, and contributions, they're all part of psychological contracts being made. But an important factor of these contracts are the differences between transactional and relational ones. Personality also plays a huge part in making these contracts with each other, as well as breaching the contracts between employees and managing. And we see in the beginning that Andrew placed a psychological contract on Murphy, expecting Murphy to solve the problems that were given to Andrew from his boss. But as Murphy began to disturb the comfortability of Andrew's expectations of Murphy began to drop, as if there's a breach between their contract. This is a summary of the multiple contracts made in Biscuit & Co. We set it up as kind of two contracts that we saw between the company, which was the old way of Gareth and his contract being made versus the new way of Murphy and that kind of contract as well. Some examples of the old psychological contract in Biscuit & Co. Is that you can see in the beginning that there's already a reciprocal exchange made between the employees and Gareth. For examples of the new contract, we can see that marketing and sales employees side with Murphy. The employees change contracts throughout the transition, first with Gareth, then with Murphy. With Gareth, we could see that is when Murphy suggests an idea and he's immediately shut down, as we discussed. Murphy, when he brings changes towards marketing and sales, those in that department decided to side with him, showing that some of the employees are actually choosing Murphy over Gareth. We have prepared some solutions for the company to move forward. Andrew should aim for more relational psychological contracts. His psychological contracts with his employees were mainly founded with his father. On the other hand, Murphy needs to resolve the split between the two departments. Finally, and most importantly, Andrew and Murphy would need to resolve their conflict with each other. Andrew might see Murphy's implementations as undermining, when in fact Murphy is only doing his job, while Murphy might not know anything about Andrew's feelings at all about what Murphy is doing and trying to push forward. And Kyle says, thanks for listening.